Tuesday to everybody. Obviously a special week when you're talking about a rivalry matchup between USC and UCLA. One of the all-time great rivalry games in college football. I think it makes it so special because it's unique in the fact that you've got two great universities in the same city that love to compete against each other for the victory bell. That usually doesn't happen very often. It's usually two different cities or two different states. We all live together, so it makes it for even a more spirited contest. And it's always great to compete for the victory bell. Looking at the tape. Coach Kelly has done a nice job from game one to where he has his team now. Their team has improved each and every game and has been in several close contests and have just come out on the short end of the stick. But you've watched both sides of the ball improve with each game. Offensively, it's another game where you have to be really know which quarterback is in. Whether it's Dorian or whether it's Wilton, because you're talking about one who's a tremendous field general passer, great size, can see the field, and then you have an unbelievable athlete with a talented arm in Dorian that can do the quarterback-driven run. So it makes you have to realize you have to have a little bit of a wrinkle for each quarterback. I've also been extremely impressed with their running back, Joshua Kelly. I think he's an extremely physical runner and doing a nice job of targeting him outside the backfield too, with 25 catches. Got a couple great skilled athletes out there with Theo Howard and Caleb Wilson, who's doing a good job, and have been impressed defensively with what they're doing. We've always been a big fan of Darnay Holmes. I think he's one of the premier corners out there in the country right now, and doing a really nice job, as well as Pickett at safety, their boundary safety. We've known for a long time, great kid, very physical safety that's showing up as a great run stopper. Should be a great game. We look forward to the contest in the Rose Bowl. From a personnel standpoint, Levi Jones, did not participate in last week's game due to a violation of team rules and is no longer on our roster. That's all the comment I have on that situation. And then injury report-wise, I've got I'm going to move that just for a second so I can see I've got Vi and Sed had limited work today. Vi obviously had an ankle injury in the game. He was able to finish, but we're protecting him this week. Sed has a shoulder sprain that we're trying to protect this week. Michael Pittman actually back, looked good today. We'll protect him from contact. Shuma is out with knee pain. We'll go through the week, but we'll see where he's at the end of the week. Toa is fighting an ankle. He was able to finish the game. He's able to practice today, doing good. And today we pulled Jake Lichtenstein as well as Brandon Peely. Brandon for an ankle and Jake for a shoulder. With that, I'll take any questions that you have.
Levi was also arrested over the summer in July. You guys
like I said, Joey, I have one comment for you that he had a team rule violation this past week and is no longer on our roster. Thank you.
What's the challenge with UCLA's? Since camp they run this go, think on the fly. What's the challenge of preparing against that?
One thing I think Coach is doing a nice job of, especially in the last couple of games, is he's mixing up the personnel groupings. He's gone to a little bit more. You think of when he was at Oregon, it was 3 wides, it was 4 wides, sometimes 12 personnel. But he's really gotten into some 3 tight packages. He's gotten into some heavy packages. I was really impressed with the Cal game, how they were ability to run the ball. And one thing that Coach has always done, he's always had a great runner. And I think Joshua's doing a really nice job for him, and I think he knows that that's his lead horse, and he's feeding him out of those heavy packages. So it's a little bit different feel, to be honest with you, than the tempo that we used to feel from him and the spread that we used to feel. He's brought a physical nature to the game now.
This program is not used to going into the 11th week saying we need to win to become bowl eligible. Is that pressure?
The only pressure I feel is to help a bunch of seniors and a bunch of kids go out and go get the victory bell one more year. I've always had great support from this university. Lynn Swan has been extremely supportive of me as well as our president, Dr. Austin. And the only pressure I have is I want our seniors to have a great experience in these last 2 games and be able to come out with victories. So that's why we fight daylight till dark. We take it 1 week at a time, and we add them all up at the end.
Why did you feel the need to address speculation about your job with the team and the team meeting?
You were in the team meeting.
Well, I mean,
Wow, how did you know? No, I didn't invest anything. I let the boys know that, understand that my plan is to be here a long time, and there's always a lot of noise out here. We're in the second largest media market in the world, and there's always the beauty of social media is a lot of people get opinions, and those opinions in social media can affect kids. And they want to know, where coach's mindset is, and they also want to know, the stability of their coach. And like I told them, my plan is to be here for another 15 years. I'd like to do it till I'm 60, right here. And that's my plan. So know this: I'm not going anywhere. I want them to know my jaw is set, and that I have the support of a great university and great people of this administration, and I've always felt that. So I don't want the noise. The noise doesn't affect me, but it affects 18 to 21-year-olds. And especially when you're going into an emotional UCLA game and a Notre Dame game, I like to provide, in the art of chaos, your leader is supposed to be the one that provides calm. And that when things are at their worst, you get to reveal who you are and what your character is. And that's what I believe in. That's what I was taught.
Clay,
Thanks for the question.
Clay, were you given an assurance by either Lynn or whomever that you'll be here in 2019?
I have a lot of support from Lynn Swan, and Lynn every Monday walks in my office and has given me nothing but, Coach, we're in this for the long haul. We're going to get this thing done, and that's what I felt from day one, and what I felt after the Cal game also. I know that in my heart I'm going to be here. I know that my players are fighting every day to help us become better. And, it happens to programs sometimes that you have an off year. We're still fighting to win the last two games here, get the bowl game, and get another one. But you see programs all the time. We're getting ready to compete against one here in 2 weeks that, had some good years and fell off a year, and now they're sitting right back here trying to make a playoff run. That's my plan also, and you fight every day to get your team just a little bit better and a little bit stronger, and so the next opportunity they're successful. But I feel very secure in where I'm at.
How do you reconcile that with the fan base, knowing that a lot of people are pretty unhappy?
Well, the biggest thing that you can do as a head coach is to, one, help your kids win games and raise them the right way. And I've also felt a ton of support for the fans. The beautiful thing about college football is college coaches get to go out there and win games and raise kids. The media gets to, report and give their opinion. And then the fan base gets to show their passion. And some of it's great passion, and some of it's passion that, that's frustration. But that's what makes our game great. It's a passionate football game, and we all have jobs. I'm going to do my job. Y'all do your job, and the fans will bring that passion, and that's what makes college football so good. It doesn't bother me.
You're not worried about losing them?
The fan base?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be the same person each and every day that I'm going to be, and it's going to be to represent this university the right way, to help kids win ball games, to help raise them from young men to men that are professionals on and off the field. And when you do that on a consistent basis, year after year after year after year, then that affection grows. The people that I want to make sure love me at the end of the day are God, my wife, and these kids that are behind me in this locker room. Those are the three fields, and and the fans, when you do your job, obviously, they will always support you. And I've had a ton of support. Believe me, I get more text and more texts and emails from people saying, "Coach, just keep on going. We're right behind you."
Clay, after a tough loss, what does it take to manufacture enough emotion to go into a rival game versus the lingering effects of the loss?
Yeah, I think, as far as a timing standpoint, having rivalry games actually helps, because it's not hard to get up for a USC UCLA game. That's a great rivalry, competing to try to keep the victory bell right here, and then you back that up with a Notre Dame game. where you're probably playing one of the top 4 teams in the country, and you're fighting for the shillelagh. You know, that's why you come to USC, is to have those games. So it's not too hard to get up for. I think, as you saw today, there was a very competitive spirit out here today. There's a lot of kids fighting to, one, improve, but two, make sure we walk out these next 2 weeks with our seniors with a great taste in their mouth.
Let's go one more.
Clay, Coach Ellis was talking a little bit about JT and saying that one of the things you guys have tried to coach with him is he can make the deep ball, but sometimes make the easy throws as well. Is that something that's a focus for him?
No, I thought he really did a great job the other night, Joey. When you look at that first half and he's 15 of 20, I thought he was really efficient too, spreading the ball around. And you know, all of a sudden he hits Tyler, he hits Amon-Ra, he hits Josh Fowler down the middle of the field. You know, he was taking what the defense gave him, and at the end of the day, that's what we want from him, is to be able to spread the ball around, especially versus that defense, because there were so many different coverages that were showing up. And you know, I thought he did a really nice job of not getting glued in on one guy, but really trying to diagnose what the defense was and taking what came.
Great, thanks.